enough with, just
enough with the negatives.
Just taking a crap on all these games. What games are you guys most excited for? We are in the fall. Games are coming out like crazy.
Oh, we're doing in the fall? Or are we doing like way?
Any upcoming game?
Okay,
whatever interests you the most.
I got two then. In the fall, I caught the last game way later than it came out, but I love Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragon was just the silliest thing ever, so I'm really excited for 4. Because 4 looks graphically great. I love they're adding co-op to it, and I like the PlayStation exclusive thing. Did you hear about this? Where they'll give you these little keys, so you get 2-hour increments. You can just send it to a friend who doesn't have the game at all and just go, hey, play 2 hours with me and see if you like it. Which I think is really cool. I think more games should do that if they're gonna do, co-op in their story or whatever. And I don't know, Far Cry 3 was a great game, but what made it great was the weird stuff. There was one level where, where you just burned down a weed farm to Skrillex, and you're just like,
yeah, that was probably one of the most memorable scenes.
Yeah, and all the trip out scenes.
It was kind of, I think I have to agree. I thought Far Cry 3 was. I didn't play Blood Dragon because it seemed like somebody took Tron and mixed it with Far Cry.
Exactly, and it's amazing like that.
This acid trip of FPS game that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'll probably end up getting around to it, probably years later, like how it took me about 5 years to get around to the Mass Effect series, which was, I thought, great. But I think Far Cry 3, I have it in my collection. I think it was amazing, and I'm looking forward to. But what was the other one you were looking forward to?
Okay, so it was in the news. It just got delayed, which I'm still disappointed about. But I'm okay if it makes a great game. Arkham Knight. Arkham Asylum was a really great game, and Arkham City was the best game that came out that year. And that was with Skyrim and Mass Effect 2, some of my favorite games. But City was still an amazing licensed game. And this one, it's getting darker. After the beginning of the last one, which I'm not going to dare spoil for anyone who hasn't played it, but after there...
I haven't played it, so don't spoil it for me.
Oh, it's so dark. But it's a really great place to, see where they built off from. But, I'm way too excited for it to the point where it has me worried. The overhyped thing we were talking about earlier, this could be where that gets me because,
you have these high expectations, and
really
you're afraid of being.
Even if it's just good, but that's it. That might not be enough for me. It needs to be the best thing I've ever played, and it looks great. And
kind of how everyone was with GTA Online, but we're not even going to dive into that because we didn't beat that horse too many times.
Yeah, that is a dead horse that we finished beating.
Yeah.
I have to say, strangely, other than Far Cry 4, which I am looking forward to, I'm actually really looking forward to the remastered, I guess would be the best way of saying it, for Grand Theft Auto 5.
There you go. There you go.
All of the features that they seem to be including for this next one, for the next gen consoles, all of, by that point, hopefully they're going to have all of those online features that they need. The heist. All of the downloadable content,
Someday.
like the Beach Bum pack and the High Life pack and the I'm Not a Hipster pack, all of those ones. And the new cars, weapons, all of those things. I think if they fix not that anything was broken with the last gen game per se, but if they added in those missing features, even if it's something as simple as the engine aspect, where in Grand Theft Auto 4, if you just tapped Y or triangle, you got out of the car, left the engine running. If you got out, did whatever you need to do, got back, you're good. But in Grand Theft Auto 5, no matter what, the car goes off. And that makes it really difficult, more so in online, especially if you're going in there to rob a store or something. Or
you got another player chasing you or something.
But so other than that, and I'm gonna have to say Assassin's Creed Unity.
Of course, you couldn't mention Assassin's Creed.
But,
that's your game.
Other than 3, the rest of them have been, I thought, incredible. So I'm really excited to see what Unity brings to the table.
This is another thing on Grand Theft Auto. I think that 5, that was a game that should have came out on next gen first. That game was just so massive. I don't understand how they got it on 360 and PS3.
And that's why I think it's good they came on PS3 and Xbox 360 first, because a last hurrah. And now we can see here's a game we really want to make, and that's cool. But back to Unity. First off, what about it are you excited for? It looks gorgeous. I'll give it that. But other than that, I'm not seeing that much new to it. But I just want a general thing there, and then you got to talk about Rogue.
Yeah.
Rogue I don't know much about, but
Okay.
Unity it's the whole aspect. I'm dedicated to Assassin's Creed, even if it is something similar, the idea of the French Revolution and all of that. I just think it's going to be. I have faith. I think they've restored themselves, especially with the Black Flag and the Assassin's Creed series.
pretty good.
But that's definitely.
All right, for me, to wrap up, as much as I want to just piggyback off of Grand Theft Auto 5, if you ask my girlfriend, I cannot stop looking at Metal Gear videos.
Does she feel neglected a little bit?
Yes, she does. I call myself Big Boss now. Like I'm Big Boss on her phone now.
And that's a little egotistical.
At least start like liquid or like
But
whatever
it's
solid
like,
this was.
listen, I'm just gonna leave you guys on this note. If Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain does not win Game of the Year in 2015, I'll put the controller down for the rest of my life.
So that's a big thing.
I'm holding you to that.
I'm serious.
I'm holding you to that. You're off the show if you break that promise.
Like, if you guys just sit there and watch the trailers or gameplay videos and just, like, even if you guys just play Ground Zeroes or just any other Metal Gear, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the epitome of a great story. Even though it's confusing, if you guys need any explaining of the story, I will be glad to sit down and play every game with you.
Right.
But if that game does not win Game of the Year, what won? I just want to know what won Game of the Year if that doesn't win Game of the Year.
I guess we will find out.
I hope so.